Well, let's build a fuel system. Alright guys, this is just going to be a little bit of a turbo build update, I suppose. Not really an update, we're about to get her done. The bike's going to be down for about a week because the fucking license plate mount sheared off. So, waiting for a new one of those so I can get going. License plate and all that shit just fucking dangled down, got beat all to hell. So, we're waiting on that. But while we're waiting on that, about fucking time, we're going to get this turbo build done. Just what I've done so far, the biggest thing is I built this here flange to replace the factory fuel pressure regulator. I know what you're thinking. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that, Sam? That's fucking trash. But, have you seen the bike she's going on? So, she'll do the job. This is a little flange we got going for the fuel pressure rail. Because on these bikes, the fuel pressure regulator, let's see if I can find one around here somewhere. I know I got one laying around. Right there. On these bikes, the fuel pressure regulator is this little guy right here. As you can see, the flange it's attached to that feeds into the rail, it's part of it. So we can't, I guess, if you wanted to, you could cut that off right there, drill and tap it for a barb fitting to run the fuel pressure regulator I've got. I decided, fuck it, let's build a flange. It's 2 bolt holes and a fucking threaded bolt, or threaded hole for hose barb. No big deal, she's sealed up, ready to go. But the reason we're doing all this is to install this guy here. Now this is a rising rate 1-to-1 fuel pressure regulator that, if you don't understand what this is for and you're watching the turbo build, probably ought to figure out what this is for beforehand. Just saying. Essentially what this allows you to do is boost reference your fuel pressure. So, this is installed after the rails. The factory unit is installed before the rails. So, on the factory piece, you would have fuel pressure coming from the pump to the fuel pressure regulator. That would be regulated before it went to the injectors. On this one, the injectors are allowed to see whatever the fuel pump can throw out, and then the return from the factory rails comes down this line here to this. It's referenced to boost 1-to-1 via this line here, and then it returns back to the tank through this hose here. This will allow us to, for every pound of boost that we go up in the intake manifold, you'll also see a pound of fuel pressure increase. Now at the injectors, the fuel pressure will remain constant. However, because of boost and, if you have, let's just say you have 10 pounds of fuel pressure. This bike's actually like 43.5. But you have 10 pounds of fuel pressure. Then you introduce 5 pounds of boost on top of that. Well, the fuel pressure at the injector, yes, it's being fed 10 pounds, but because there's 5 pounds of positive pressure in the intake, really the injector's only flowing at 5 pounds of pressure. So, this guy here, right there, is going to allow that pressure to stay constant at the injector. One of the more important bits, and sometimes overlooked bits, of a turbo setup, but now it's plumbed in. Right now I'm working on the map sensor, which I picked up a GM 3-bar map sensor. Let's see if y'all can even see it in here. It's right there. That's our GM 3-bar map sensor. I'm currently wiring that in to the power commander so that everything will be copacetic with it and it can see how much boost the engine is being fed. This here, this little guy here, this guy, this is the factory map sensor. I don't know what it is. It's probably like a 2-bar, 1.5 maybe. I don't know. It's a factory Yamaha map sensor. I can guarantee it won't be up to what we're about to ask it to do. So I installed the second one. And the second one allows the power commander ECU to see what's going on. This one, the power commander can't see it. So the power commander has no idea how much boost you're running. Which you can kind of sort of get around doing it that way. But this way, so that the power commander can see what's going on, it's just the better way to do it. It's the more consistent tune. It's going to be the more street-friendly tune. So I'm going to get that wired up, and then I'll bring y'all back for a update. I'm also going to try and get the scavenge pump reset up, because we had some problems with it. It's mounting. But yeah, that's what we got going on tonight, and I will check in with y'all later. Alrighty, I figured I'd take one more video for a clean up tonight. Actually didn't get that much more done. Pretty much the map sensor's wired in now. Back up in here. It's all hooked up to the power commander and it's all ready to go. So today we got the map sensor wired in and the fuel pressure regulator plumbed. The only thing left for the fuel pressure regulator is getting it hooked up to the fuel tank, which is sitting right over there. The reason I'm stopping tonight is I was going to wire in the scavenge pump again, but I need some bolts, so I gotta wait till tomorrow to pick up bolts for that. And I was going to work on the cold side a little bit, but I got her cut off. This is going to be the this is going to be the little tube that goes into the intake manifold. Going to sit about there and head towards the back. I was going to go ahead and do some work, prep everything for the welder, because I don't have the ability to weld aluminum, so I have to take it somewhere to get it welded up. But my dumbass didn't check one important thing. Can you see the problem? Yeah, that don't fit. So, gotta come up with a solution for that. Be working on that tomorrow. That's pretty much it for tonight. That's gonna be it. Fuel pressure regulator's hooked up. I'll get more in depth with that tomorrow while I'm working on it. Map sensor's wired. I mean, shit. At this point, we're worried about cold side, hot side, and oiling, which the oiling is all set up and planned. I just gotta plumb it, put it on the bike. So we're still on schedule. By the end of this week, she should be ready, and maybe next week getting turbo tuned. So I'm gonna keep y'all posted for the rest of this week with all the work I do, and then definitely gonna be some dyno videos coming up with the turbo setup. So see y'all later. Ride safe.